Welcome back to the channel, everybody. This is Kodeations. In today's video, we're going to be jumping back into some Cookie Run Kingdom, and I'm going to be bringing you guys my spotlight video on Hollyberry. We're going to be talking about things about her skills, showing you guys what the best toppings of choice and substats to focus on, and then last but not least, we're going to be doing a conclusion video showing you some gameplay and just talking about my overall thoughts on the brand new Ancients. Without further ado, let's dive right in. Diving right in, ladies and gentlemen. So as always with our spotlight videos, the first thing we need to talk about, and that's going to be the position and the class. Hollyberry is going to be a defense cookie, and she's going to be placed in the front row. Not only that, she is going to be directly competing with others that fit in that same niche. So things like that are going to be the milk cookies, the strawberry crepes, the dark chocos, the red velvets, the kumiho. Basically, any other cookie that's going to be placed in the front line is technically going to be a direct competitor. However, in this case, for the most part, most people are going to be battling to use Hollyberry compared to strawberry crepe and dark choco. Next, we're going to take a look at her overall skill, and that's going to be the oath on the shield. Let out a war cry of fury. Hollyberry Cookie charges forward and becomes a shield to all of her cookie allies, absorbing a portion of the damage that they take, excluding continuous damage and indirect damage. While Hollyberry Cookie is using her skill, she becomes more resistant to interrupting effects, and then it basically says the single hit damage is 309.2%, and then damage focus is 20% of damage of allies for 6 seconds. Now, one important thing to note here, and that's going to be specifically that damage focus. That damage focus is going to be acting sort of like a taunt ability, kind of like what Milk essentially does as well, but nevertheless, basically, it's going to allow her to take additional damage that your other teammates would otherwise be taking, and with that being said, it's going to inevitably slowly chip away at Hollyberry, so you definitely want to make sure that you are utilizing the right topping set, the right substats to focus on those toppings, and last but not least, to build a team composition that will add to her overall survivability to just keep her alive, to make sure that your damage dealers can then wipe out the enemy team. Alrighty, so now officially jumping in here and checking out the Hollyberry topping of choice, and me personally, and pretty much what I'm finding out through the entire community that is stress testing her at the max level 60 in the game, is going to be solid almonds. Solid almonds is going to be the best way to go for her, specifically trying to focus in on getting as much damage resistance as you possibly can. Utilizing a full 5-piece set on her will then allow you to get obviously the additional 5% damage resistance buff from the set, on top of whatever you can stack via the substats. So again, keep that in mind. Mine is a little bit lackluster here. We're really striving for anything over 40% for damage resistance. Ideally, you want to be, like I said, as high as you possibly can go on the damage resistance. Now, when it comes to things like the PvP arena, obviously, additional substats can help. Some of those substats would be obviously additional HP, additional defense, additional crit resistance as well will help you survive some of those, like, huge, really fast burst damage teams, something like a Black Raisin or your Sea Fairy teams, and even your Sorbet Shark teams. Your crit resistance is going to help out a lot. Same thing goes for your additional debuff resistance. Again, it's probably not going to be a main focus substat, but if you happen to get some rolls in debuff resistance, that is going to help out with, reducing the amount of time that you have on your stun if you do happen to get hit by a Sea Fairy. But that's going to be pretty much what you need to know about the substats. Again, try to focus in on getting as much damage resistance as possible. Hollyberry is only there to basically survive as long as possible and to soak up as much damage as possible, so obviously giving her as much damage resistance as you possibly can will allow her to do exactly that. Already now officially jumping in here to some arena. This is going to be what we're taking a look at. Now, this is the team composition that I'm going to be utilizing Hollyberry in specifically. This is going to be my arena team climbing up the leaderboard this season, and yes, you heard it here first. I'm going to try my best to do a bunch of arena attacks every single day, so then that way I can hopefully get to Masters this season for the very first time. But anyways, we're going to be taking a look here at Hollyberry. My treasure's obviously up in the top left-hand side. We're going to be utilizing the Old Pilgrim Scroll for the additional attack percent. We're going to be using the Jelly Watch, obviously, for the cooldown reduction for every cookie. And then we're also going to be taking a look at the Sugar Swan Feather, basically for that additional revive, because a lot of times that revive is going to come in clutch, especially when it comes up up to compositions like this. Now, there is one thing to keep in mind here, that obviously this team has over 200,000 more power level than mine, so we definitely might inevitably lose here. However, taking a look at the overall treasures, I might have the upper hand just for having something like a level 8 Old Pilgrim Scroll compared to their level 3 Pilgrim Scroll, but they do almost have a level 60 Seafaring, and then not only that, they are running the Scram comp, utilizing Ginger Brave and Almond to then, mitigate or spread out that damage. And if they are running something like a, BR, for instance, which is what I'm going to assume this is, it's going to be kind of tough. So we're going to have to try to see what we can do here. So let's go ahead and load in and see if we can get lucky and actually squash this out and show you in action how good this team composition can be. Again, keep in mind, they are overpowered to me, so I might get absolutely creamed here. But we're going to go ahead and see. I was right. They are running a Black Raisin, as I would expect them to do. Nevertheless, we do have Parfait, and we do have Pure Vanilla there to help keep us alive. And then they do not have any healing on their team. And not only that, they did miss their window of opportunity to kill us on their first hit. So we're going to go ahead and probably, hopefully finish this. Ooh, we hit 26%. Pure Vanilla brought us back. We've got Parfait there as well. Let's go ahead and see if we can finish it off. I think we can. We're down past the 1 minute mark, which then obviously increases the damage. Boom. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to be pretty much what you need to know to really understand how this team composition works, especially utilizing Hollyberry. Alrighty, so I went ahead and jumped back in here to a second arena run. I want to show you guys, this one's got 561,000 power, and they are using some unique cookies. Now, you might not see this exact composition going up against them in the arena, but they are going to be utilizing the latte, the espresso, and then also the black raisin, along with the pure vanilla. And you will see pretty much every one of these cookies in some sort of team composition, but I just wanted to show you guys how strong this team actually is. For this run specifically, you can see that obviously we have no problem killing off this team, even though they are 2,000 or 200,000 more power than we are. We just were still able to clap the win. Again, this is utilizing the specific treasures and the specific team composition to their advantage. So just like with the overall arena, this team composition can actually work in various types of content throughout the entire game. Here we're going to be taking a look at stage 1130, specifically the boss for episode 11, and we clearly have no struggle whatsoever. I'm also still currently utilizing this team right now, going through the dark mode. I believe I'm finishing up episode 9, working my way into episode 10, 11, and 12 additionally, but nevertheless, just keep in mind that this team composition is really, really nice throughout the entire game. Again, how this composition works specifically is Hollyberry is there to take and soak up as much damage as she possibly can, building her with full solid almond set to take advantage of as much damage resistance as you possibly can stack up on her. Not only that, we've got Sorbet and we've got Seafaring there. Seafaring is pretty much there for her additional stuns and damage that she can put out as a legendary cookie. And then we've also got the Sorbet Shark, just because he does a mega ton of damage as well. Pure Vanilla, obviously, to add to her survivability. And last but not least, we have that Parfait, which hopefully is going to be there to utilize that debuff resistance buff that she applies for your entire team to reduce things like these stuns. Again, speaking of content, this would be very, very nice in the overall tropical raid whenever they do bring that back as well, because like I said, this is reducing that amount of stun time that can be placed on your cookies via whatever enemies you're going up against. And if you happen to go up against multiple enemies, Seafaring and Sorbet Shark has no problem taking them out. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully that gives you guys a better understanding of Hollyberry Cookie, and then which toppings are going to be best to use with her, and then pretty much just where she fits overall content-wise in the game. In my personal opinion, to conclude out this video, I think Hollyberry is absolutely going to break the meta this season, especially when it comes to something like the overall arena, utilizing this team composition that I've shown you in this video. Again, keep in mind, I will be doing a video talking all about this team composition, how to build it, what substats and stuff like that to focus on, and why specific treasures are great with it. But nevertheless, I definitely think that Hollyberry is going to have a place in the meta. I think currently right now, there's just a lot of players doing some testing, and not only that, players are skeptical to then stop using their, strawberry crepe, because they've invested so much time and resources into strawberry crepe that they are just afraid to then swap over to something else. But keep in mind, Hollyberry at the end of the day is going to be an ancient cookie, and ancients, but just in general, their stats will outscale epic cookies. So then utilizing a really good team composition centered around Hollyberry, obviously can be game-changing. As always, I invite you guys to drop a comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are on the overall brand new Ancient Hollyberry Cookie. Are you utilizing her? And if so, what team compositions are you doing that with? And then not only that, if you're not using her, let me know down below as well why you have chosen not to utilize her and continue to use Strawberry Crepe. At the end of the day, as always, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you get notification every time we drop a video. We will be going live here tonight on the channel at 8 p.m. CST. I hope to see you guys there. And if you haven't done so already, there's a link provided down below in the description to join our Discord that we've got over 1,600 players all around the Cookie Run series games. And as always, I will see you guys on the next one.